Hello, my name is Jacob Muncie here for SBC PTI, and what we're going to be debating today is, overall, what are your thoughts on the J.J. Redick hiring from the Los Angeles Lakers? I'll start off with you, Chase.
I mean, everyone thinks this is a bad hire from the Los Angeles Lakers. I actually think this is a very good hire from the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, there are many different reasons why I think that. Number one, let's look at the track record for NBA head coaches who had no experience. Larry Bird made a conference finals in his first year. Doc Rivers has been in the league for 24 years since. Mark Jackson was also a very good coach. He got fired for non-basketball reasons. And then Jason Kidd just made an NBA finals. So those are the guys who have been head coaches with no previous coaching experience, and all of them have had success in the league. So why do I think J.J. Redick will be different? It's not because he has a podcast with LeBron James. He will bring a great analytical and different style to the game that will expand this Lakers offense. I love the hire of J.J. Redick.
Yeah, but you could have thrown in Steve Nash in there as also another guy that you coached.
He had previous coaching experience before.
Oh, okay. Matt, what are your thoughts on this? Was it good or bad?
I think that is a terrible take that Chase just made. I mean, when we look at it, he was hired for one reason and one reason only, and that's because he has a podcast with LeBron James. And then you look at it, what coaching experience does he have? I know you mentioned it, but there is such a good chance that when you coach the biggest market team as your first ever coaching job, it's not going to end well. The first second LeBron says, I don't like Redick, he's out of there. And it's really just going to turn into LeBron James being the head coach, because we know that he's going to have full control over J.J. Redick. If they take Bronny, then he's also going to have control. But nowhere is Redick respected, and it's actually going to be able to make the lead decision.
So I have a good question. What's changed? LeBron's been the coach his entire career, so why not take a risk and add in a very different style of a game? No matter who they hired, if they hired Dan Hurley, guess what? He wasn't going to like Dan Hurley too, because LeBron's going to try to be the coach.
Yeah, but Dan Hurley's won back-to-back championships. J.J. Redick has not ever coached in his life, so you cannot compare them.
Because Dan Hurley's had great experience in the NBA.
Makes just at least a little bit of a difference, and you're taking a player with no experience.
So
nothing to work with.
What do they have to lose right now? LeBron's 39 years old. Anthony Davis is getting older and is injury prone. They're really locked into trying to contend and get one more championship.
Right now, they're not in a rebuilding mode. That is very clear. If you still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on your team as well as some young players.
So they have to take a risk. They were just a 7th seed.
Let me talk.
No. You got to let me talk. I'll give you the floor. Now, if you're telling me right now that they were the 7th seed in the Western Conference, and yet they're supposed to be contending right now, why don't you take a risk and try to switch up the offense? Because right now, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are running this offense. What J.J. Redick will do, knowing his experience as a sharpshooter and his analytical side to his podcast, he will allow Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, young players to develop, as well as improve their jump shot, which will help expand this Lakers offense tremendously.
Now, please let me talk before you cut me off. I did not say that I think they're contending. I said that they are contending. They think they're contending. I don't think they should, but I'm saying that all this, and they're not going to win a championship. So all this is doing is it's going to delay their process. They're going to have LeBron. They're not going to want LeBron by the time 2 years later, maybe he's retired, and they've just pigeonholed themselves because they could start a rebuild process right now, but they're not going
Hey, dude, guess what? That's a whole other debate. They're not starting a rebuild when you have LeBron James in the house. He's selling tickets, my guy, so you want to try something different.
You think that they just went down in championships to the Boston Celtics and they care about ticket sales, is what you're saying? They care about winning. The NBA cares about ticket sales, not the Lakers.
No, yes, they do, actually. Yes, they do, because LeBron sells tickets. That's part of the reason why he makes so much money. Look, no matter...
Debating it was a good hiring because they're going to sell tickets has nothing to do with skill.
That's not my point, but see, I can't finish my point. I can't finish my point. That's the problem. I'm saying my point right now. You got to give me a minute, Mr. Heiserman. So my point here is that when you look at J.J. Redick, no matter who they hired, if they hired Dan Hurley, if they hired Matthew Heiserman as their head coach, they're still trying to contend. If you think they should try to contend, that's a whole other argument. But knowing that they are trying to contend, I think adding J.J. Redick in a different style of coaching is better than, bringing in Dan Hurley, a guy with no NBA experience.
I don't care if they bring in Dan Hurley. I don't care if they bring in whoever they want to bring in. I still know that they're not winning a championship with the talent level in the NBA right now, and all it's delaying their process.
But that's a different argument, because if they weren't going to get rid of LeBron anyway, then guess what? Then they were going to hire another coach, and they weren't going to win the championship anyway. So you're arguing a different point.
No, all I'm saying is that it's irrelevant who they hired in this case. Therefore, it's not a good signing due to past experience that Redick has had playing basketball and being a player.
Give me
All
that.
right,
It's
guys.
irrelevant.
All right, well, we're going to have to wrap this up. I personally think that it wasn't going to hire because they're not going to contend for anything. LeBron's just going to retire next year. My name is Jacob Muncie for SBC PTI. We'll see you guys next time.